So you had a realtor showing a customer a home, which is a normal thing for realtors to do, to show potential homes that's on the market. Well, you know, when you are black in America, normal everyday things that most people would do can turn into a potential run-in with the police, because certain individuals, anytime they see a black person, they're so quick to call the police. But I want you to see this whole story. It doesn't make any kind of sense, but hey, when you're black in America, this is part of it.
Okay.
I'm a retired police officer.
Okay, and I just said 1093 Morado, that's a house?
That's the house.
Okay, how can we help you?
The house is for sale, but it's not an open house today. And I just seen two male black subjects force the front door open.
Once this November call was placed to Cincinnati police dispatchers, they got on the radio with road patrols and relayed this message.
Here's one for a B&E, 1093 Morado Drive. Two males forced entry into the front door. No further at this time. 1093 Morado Drive, 3221.
B&E stands for breaking and entering, and aside from that information, police were given clothing and vehicle descriptions, no guns were seen, and that the house is for sale and the owner is not home. Then the caller speaks with officers before they get to the house.
Came up, pulled on the door, pulled backward a couple times to the door, put his shoulder into the door and opened it on this 1093.
Armed with that knowledge, 3 officers surround the house. One of them, Officer Valentino, pulled her firearm.
Knox! Hands up!
Hands up, what y'all doing?
Tell your friend to come out too. Hands up.
Come on now, man, we got appointment.
Tell him to come out. Well, people saw you forcing your way in, that's why we're here.
Oh, man, I don't know, they just the white people calling the goddamn police doing that bull. Don't talk like that. And I ain't even gonna back.
It's called being a good neighbor if you see somebody going into a house.
How'd you just get in?
He a realtor.
Turn around. Till we can confirm. Turn around.
Both men were placed in handcuffs and their pockets searched. The realtor pictured is Jerry Isham. The prospective homebuyer is Anthony Edwards. While one officer runs their IDs, 2 others clear the home.
According to the complaint, they forced in. Doesn't look like it to me.
No, they said, well, they looking at, they said they came in to look at the house.
That's the lockbox, yeah.
So they used the lockbox to get in. I thought the witness said he kicked in the door.
That's what he said.
With Isham and Edwards cleared by police, officers uncuff both men and clear the scene.
Sorry about that, sir. We can only go by what's reported to us.
I understand y'all got a job to do. Okay. I showed you I'm a real estate professional. I showed you my ID. I showed you, she seen my business card. All y'all could have said was y'all apologize, y'all made a mistake or whatever. I ain't hear none of that.
That's what she said. She said sorry.
We spoke to Anthony Edwards. He was the one trying to buy this house in Covedale. It was in November of 2018.
We got the key out the lockbox, proceeded to go into the door. The door was slightly tight, so we had to bump it just a little bit to get in.
He said he was feeling good that day and ready to become a homeowner.
I got my pre-approved letter for the loan. I've got a licensed realtor. We in the house. It's a very nice house.
But soon all that changed when Cincinnati police officers showed up. They responded to a call about 2 black males breaking into a home. This video is from their body cameras. Edwards says as they came out, police had guns pointed at them.
Hands up, gun still pointed, finger on the trigger. She's screaming and hollering, put your hands up. We comply. And then we're immediately cuffed and guilty until proven innocent.
Jerry Isham spoke with us along with his attorney. He was the realtor showing Edwards the home. He explains this moment.
I was dehumanized there. I mean, I didn't feel like you know, like me and you talking now. I didn't get that connection with the officers, none of the officers that were there.
The 2 men say the man who called 911 just assumed they were criminals. They say things could have been very different.
He could have even knocked on the door himself and said, hey guys, how are you? My name is such and such and such. I do the neighborhood block watch, and I want to know why you guys is here.
The lawyer for the men says the man who called 911 is a former cop who was walking around the scene while his clients were in handcuffs. He believes what you are seeing here is a message being sent, which is one of the reasons they are filing the lawsuit.
Again, the whole scene was intended to, and in fact had the effect of, intimidating this prospective black buyer and black realtor from interacting in effectively a white community.
The 911 caller was not named in the suit. That's because citizens have immunity when reporting crimes as private citizens. But the two men can sue the city, which represents the police, and they can sue the individual officers. But some ask, why go after the police when they were only responding to a call of a break-in and didn't know the men were not breaking the law?
The fact of being handcuffed and searched before you ask me, why am I here? Who are you? This is the call we got. Can you defend yourself at this point? None of that happened.
Now, I told you guys many times before, when we are doing something, just minding our own business, there are certain individuals that's always so nosy, always in a brother or sister's business. Something normal like that, just showing a customer a home as a potential buyer. He had his pre-approval from the bank. He wanted to buy a home and started a big ruckus and commotion. Now that guy that called started all that. I can't even really say so much the police on this one, but let's call it what it is. I just watched another video which I'll share with you guys where Caucasian male had a gun and they didn't draw down on him or anything. They just let him just take his gun out. It wasn't no big deal, but you know, if it's a black man, how they react. So they hear two black males, broad daylight, gonna do this, and then they're gonna draw guns, especially the female. There was no reason to do that. They had their hands up when you came out, when you told them to put it up. There was no reason for that. There was no reason to even put them in handcuffs and just find out what was going on. They wasn't gonna run, obviously. But no, that's not the way they want to react when it comes to brothers. You see, these laws that they have, as you heard in the news piece, that you can't go after the callers. You can only go after the city. But you should be able to go after these callers and sue them. But they're the one calling the police. They're the one telling dispatch, oh, these black guys are breaking in the house. They forced themselves in. What if those police would have went there just trigger happy and shot them and possibly killed them? They couldn't get their life back for simply showing a home. Showing a home. Being a realtor. Now, these same individuals will tell black people, why don't you get a job? Why don't you do what's right? Follow the law, X, Y, Z. When black people are doing what's right, being a realtor is a legal job. It's not illegal. You're showing a home. Here come the police because you have that nosy idiot that's sitting up there paying attention to what people are doing. Like, what was he going to take out of an empty house? You know the house is on the market. You know that. So what was he going to take out of there? Broad daylight, there's nothing in the home. Like, it didn't make any kind of sense. But this is what we deal with as black Americans. And I want people throughout the world who watch, because we have people in many countries who watch. This is the real America. See, they did real good at branding themselves a certain way where many of you guys are breaking your neck to come over here. Okay. But especially the black immigrants that's coming in. You're coming in to deal with this situation too. Okay. And who's in the White House right now, number 45, he's making them feel even more emboldened to call the police, more emboldened to just be outright, you know, ugly and racist to you, even though no matter where you come from. Just like Ilhan Omar, she's seeing the brunt of it right now too. When you come into this country, you don't separate yourself from black Americans. I know they try to tell y'all don't be around them black Americans, and some of y'all getting y'all little communities and separate. But at the end of the day, we all the same in this system, and people finding that stuff out every single day. So you have to be careful out here. And you heard that brother said, man, I ain't buying no house in this all these white folk neighborhood. Well, maybe, you know, God didn't want him out there, and that had to happen. But we got to establish neighborhoods ourselves. We have to buy land. We have to, and I know why a lot of people, you know, go in certain neighborhoods. I get it. But we need to get together and buy land and set up our own neighborhoods. You can do it. We can do it. But it calls coming together, unifying to do so. Because, you know, in some of these areas, these folks is looking for a reason to call black people. I told you guys this. When they're calling the police on you, they're potentially calling in your murder, because that's how the cops react, especially with black men, especially with black men. They coming in, they hear black male, they coming in ready for something. And that's a sad thing. Black men don't have a choice on being their race, gender, or whatever. And yet in this country, it is a double strike against you. And when you have sons, when you have, cousins, when you have, potential other family members who are black male, you are concerned about this. Because when you go into a neighborhood just to show a home and then come out, you got all these cops, one cop drawing guns on you. And for what? Just doing your job. But leave me a comment, let me know what you think about this particular story that's going on. I think these laws do need to be changed where the callers can't get penalized, because for them not to be penalized, you only suing the city or suing the police officers or whatever. The callers is the one that's causing the majority of the problems, because really some of the time when you see these issues, the cops not just showing up, it's them calling in.